Sometimes, even the best player in the world deserves a break. Now, we did make a video about this same player just the other night, talking about how the gold medal loss for Team Canada just put a big dent into Connor McDavid's legacy. Agree or disagree with that sentiment, it does not change the fact that Connor McDavid has gotten to the absolute heights of the hockey world, only to fall off multiple times in a row. Back-to-back Stanley Cup final losses to Matthew Tkachuk and the Florida Panthers, followed up by a gold medal loss to Matthew Tkachuk and Team USA. It's crazy how Matthew Tkachuk continually gets the best out of McDavid, but following this tournament, where Connor McDavid was the MVP, scored 13 points in 6 games, and maybe made a boneheaded decision or two in the gold medal game, which I don't want to say cost Team Canada, but it certainly didn't help them. We now have ourselves the latest on Connor McDavid, and unfortunately, things are going to get a little worse before they get better for this guy. Because it was just reported by Gary Modijong on the Edmonton Journal that Connor McDavid is not expected to rejoin the Oilers lineup right away. It's kind of interesting. This is the main image that people keep on bringing up in regards to McDavid. It's him with that silver medal looking pensively at the opposing team. The article goes out there and says this, that Canada's loss is Edmonton's gain. While the nation mourns the loss by Team Canada in the gold medal final of the Milano Cortina 2026 Olympic Winter Games on Sunday, the silver lining, aside from the hard-fought silver medal following that 2-1 overtime loss for Team USA, for Oilers fans, is that the club will be getting its captain back. McDavid was named the MVP of the tournament, scoring a record 11 assists and 13 points in 5 games, the most by any player in a Winter Games involving NHL players, and he was also named the best forward in this year's men's hockey event. I don't think he will leave immediately, but I think tomorrow is exactly when he joins the team, Oilers head coach Chris Knoblauch said Sunday, and when he's ready to play, we'll obviously have to have some conversations with him. The article goes out there and says that the rest of the Oilers enjoyed a 12-day break before returning to hold 5 practices in 6 days. McDavid was the club's lone representative on Team Canada, so no Bouchard, no Zach Hyman, while Draisaitl and Josh Szymanski were the other 2 Oilers in the tournament, both playing for Germany. And those who weren't participating had their eyes on the tournament and especially their captain. This is what Adam Henrique said about the situation. Your heart breaks for Connor McDavid. We know how much it means to him and how much he means to our team, but I think the world got a glimpse, really, if they don't already know how much he means to our group here. We know you, the media guys, know that, and now certainly all of Canada knows that, how much he meant to that team. And certainly the rest of the world being able to see that is pretty special. Now, regarding McDavid and his performance there, Trent Frederick had some comments to make about the games themselves and all that. But take a look at this update over here. The Oilers returned to action following a 3-game losing skid heading into the Olympic break as they resumed the final 24 games of the regular season with a 3-game road trip through SoCal, beginning with the Anaheim Ducks before facing the LA Kings. Just when McDavid catches up with the rest of the team and when he is able to suit back up in Oilers colors, Knoblauch would not pinpoint. But it doesn't sound like it will be soon. It might not even be this week. Now, quick aside before we continue here, the Oilers did lose quite a few games heading into the Olympic break, but I, like many other fans who watched those games and just tried to get a sense as to how everybody was feeling, it did seem like Connor McDavid was, in a way, holding himself back because those final few games for the Oilers, he only had 2 points in a 7-3 loss versus Minnesota, 5-2 loss versus Toronto, 4-3 loss versus Calgary. The Oilers weren't great, and Connor McDavid wasn't really looking as dangerous as he had been throughout other parts of his career. It's almost like you knew he was saving himself and saving his energy, saving his body for the Olympic break before absolutely trying to go sicko mode on all the other hockey-playing nations. And as we had mentioned, he kind of did that. He produced so many points, but still wasn't able to get any in the gold medal game. So heading back over to Edmonton, things are a little bit shaky as to when he's actually going to return. Just when their Oilers captain catches up with the rest of the team, Knoblauch would not pinpoint that. Yeah, I guess it all depends on numerous things, he said. Playing in the back-to-back would be difficult, and for him to play 23 to 24 minutes in back-to-back games after the Olympics, traveling from Europe, I don't think that's putting McDavid in a very good position to help us. So we'll have to lean on other guys a lot more, and hopefully he is healthy by the weekend to step right into the lineup. Now, McDavid has yet to miss a game this season, playing all 58 so far, which is quite the contrast from last season, because last year Connor McDavid was out for an extended period of time. He had only scored 100 points last season, but he did so in 67 games played. If you do the math of that, let's do 100 divvy 67 times 82, McDavid would have been on pace for a 122-point year, which, oddly enough, wouldn't even be a top 3 season of his. I guess that just goes to show you how productive this guy has been over the past decade and a bit. There's a reason why Connor McDavid already has 1,100 NHL points. But it does seem like the Oilers not getting McDavid back right away is more of a precautionary thing than anything. It's an objective viewing as to the situation of a guy that was in Italy doing all the stuff that he did, trying to win all these hockey games that he tried to win, and then going back over to Edmonton, going back over to California to play back-to-back hockey in the National Hockey League. It just does not seem like an ideal scenario for one of the top superstars in the NHL. The timing of everything saved me a few weeks of missing more time, Adam Henrique said, who is also out of the lineup, and trying to be able to skate before the break and get to a level where we're comfortable, then just trying to maintain that through the break has been great for getting back up to speed. Then you also have Kasperi Kapanen going through his little ailment, so there are some injury worries for the Oilers that are starting to clear themselves up. Connor McDavid's not injured per se, but it does seem like the Oilers are not going to be getting him back anytime soon. Here's the subreddit. Let's go out there and read some of the thoughts from these fine folks over here. It makes sense, right? I wouldn't be shocked if a lot of the guys in the finals from both countries aren't dressed for the first game back. Then, this Toronto fan says, yeah, I am not excited to face a fully rested Kucherov while we have a hungover Matthews or not at all. Kucherov's heart odds might be the sneaky winner from the Olympics. His 3 main competitors were literally Canada's top line, and they're going to be emotionally and physically deflated, and might also miss a couple of games, which will allow Kucherov to rack up some points. It's really interesting, man. What a way to look at the heartbreak of Canadian players and the hangoverness that we will see out of Austin Matthews. Could Nikita Kucherov be the biggest benefiter there? Going from Milan to Edmonton, who would pass up that trip? Well, actually, the Oilers are in Anaheim on Wednesday. Woo! The bad man won't hurt us, an LA fan says. For now. Another comment says, as a human, I am hoping that McDavid bounces back and does his thing. As a Sharks fan, he is more than welcome to rest up during that game too. He hurt me badly last game. So, with all that said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about Connor McDavid missing time and not being an available option for Team Edmonton? Oh man, I gotta get used to saying just the normal team names rather than saying Team Canada, Team US, Team Italy, Team Finland. It's been a pretty interesting past few weeks, folks. How do you feel about Connor McDavid missing time for the Edmonton Oilers? I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.